All my dogs. Sister-in-law's dogs are with me today. My biggest dog. Come on, Ski. He said we're gonna pick a little poke and might walk through the woods, see if there's any morels. It's late in the year, but it's well, they ought to be up by now anyway. But this rain and this cool weather, hard telling. Deciding whether it's worth the ticks or not, it's another thing. But anyway, we're gonna take a walk and show you some pretty country. This is poke. Don't do this. Stuff's poison. Bad for you. The peddlers around here have been eating it for 100 years, but experts say it'll kill you, so don't do it. We do it. We double or triple boil it and clean it up pretty good. Stick with the young shoots in early spring. It's pretty good eating. So, like I said, don't do it. I'm doing a little foraging here today. Finished the garden as much as I want to do in the heat today anyway. We'll get on it again tomorrow. But Hound Dog said it's time to go to the pond, so that's what we'll do. This down here I call my root beer plantation. The bunch of sassafras down here. Get down there where you can see it. Dogwoods are in bloom. Pretty day. These guys don't care where we go as long as it ends up in the creek or the pond. Pretty day. Feel good, guys? Noah there, we're going to interrogate him later. See if we can't get the bean recipe. There's your root beer tree. The mittens took me a while to identify it. Let's see if I got a better example here. Watch out, guys. Coming down. Yeah, you can see it there. Notice one leaf. Took me a while to figure this one out. Said I'm not from here. One, the leaf will have like a mitten with a thumb. Some of them will have 3 fingers. And then some of them will be spear-shaped. It's where your root beer comes from. Well, it used to come from. That's the bark. I don't know if you can see it or not. We still use it. They fed 8 million gallons of it to a rat, and the rat died. So that's that just proves that it's poison. You know, anything you eat, if you go in moderation, it's not so bad. I'm saying that with a cigarette hanging out of my mouth. Anyway, let's see what else we spot in here. Lots of these little guys around today. Here, all this rain, there's a lot of frogs running around too. You won't sneak up on anything with these dogs with you. These dry leaves. Snap, crackle, and pop. Right. There's going to be some mushrooms. They'd be up in here. Maybe at the other end of the property. Yeah. So far, to recap, you know, we got some poke. Didn't harvest any sassafras this time, but they're both poison. Don't do that. That sassafras is extra poison, real bad for you, steeped in hot water with a little sugar. And poke is just horrible poison. Boiled about 3 times with butter. Just awful, terrible stuff. That's really odd. I'm not seeing any mushrooms. Yeah. View pine up in here. Now, there's where my kitchen table came from. See that old stump back in there? It's dead. I didn't kill it. Now we're back out of the trees. Not seeing any mushrooms. We'll hit the other end of the property. There's worse ways to end a day. Yeah. Like I said, as long as it ends up at the pond, everybody's happy. Come on, Noah. Get him deep in the woods and find out what that bean recipe is. Yeah. God, it's a pretty day. Pretty, pretty, pretty day. Hey, buddy. What? You get wet? Huh? Yeah, Sunny Dog's already headed into the woods over there. Oh, there she is. My blackberries over here. This is a natural group we been kind of encouraging to come along. There's a lot of bottles of wine made out of that stuff, guys. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. We do fermented foods around here too. A little poke over here still. Remember, that's poison with butter. There's the blackberry. Well, that's raspberry. I think, yeah, that's raspberry. There's the blackberry bush. These things are loaded, loaded, loaded. Transplanted some of them over by the garden. I think there's a picture in that other video. These are the thorn variety. You can get thornless, but we got thorn all over here, so I'm gonna try to move some more of them here in the near future. It's a little late in the year for it, but yeah, we're about 2 weeks off on everything, so maybe I'll get away with it. I got some thistle to get out of here. All that's blackberries. Good stuff. There's another pretty little spot. That's I'm not seeing mushrooms. They ought to be shooting up everywhere. Yeah. I'm not even seeing any kinds I can't identify. Usually with most of them. But after all this rain, boy, you'd think it'd may have washed the spore away, I guess. You can see the flood damage over there. This little creek really run the other day. That thing has water in it about half the year. Doesn't really flow, it just kind of seeps. But nice to know it's here. This is a clearing I'm working on. Still got a lot of work to do. But, you know, whittle it a little bit. I'm not going to clear cut it. It'll make it by like the house. Just leave the big guys in here. A lot of these trees, they look young, but they're actually stunted. I'm not an expert there either, but they're actually pretty old trees. When the bark starts looking like an adult tree, but the tree isn't any bigger than a sapling, then generally I can tell you that it's an old tree that just didn't get enough sun, water, whatever. And there's a lot of that in this place. Was logged, oh, I guess 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And a lot of this small growth needs to come in here, or come up out of here. Make it a whole lot healthier. Get down to that other clearing I've done. You can see the difference in how the big trees are doing. These guys, you know, I've knocked a lot of this out of here already. Still got some to go, but I wish I had some older pictures. These big guys look like they're feeling better even. I don't know how little ones affect them, or maybe it's just my imagination. But and I'm going to leave some small stuff in here too to come up and take the place of the big ones when they go away. You know, the Mother Nature didn't make this mess, man did. We've got to step in and manage it a little bit. So, hopefully, takes time. Everything takes time. Labor intensive. You get a place and you get it where you want it and get it all back to the way it ought to be. It can take a lot of years. We've built 2 places up, mine and my wife's, and packed up, come out here, and now we're starting over. And oh, that's a tree. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know if you can get an idea on the size of that thing, but that sucker is huge. I bet she's close to 3 foot across the butt. How you doing, Harley? Having fun? And Bella? This was clear a minute ago. Get down, you're all wet. You guys find you a bone? Yeah. Alright, carry it back to the house. Come on, guys. Come on. Bring it back to the house. A bunch of clowns. Bella, what'd you do with yours? You gonna take the boys away from them? Back at the pond. Listen. That's not the electric chatter, that's the frogs. Beautiful day. That's what a Montana boy does when Missouri cows are getting on it through his neighbor's fan. You can see my boyhood coming out there, hanging out a little bit there.